I want to kick things off with a question that honestly might hit a little too close to home for some of you.
It's so frustrating, isn't it? You know something is wrong, you can feel it in your own body, but the explanation you get is, well, it just feels like a brush off, like you're just supposed to accept it and live with it. I'm talking about that weird tingling in your feet when you're trying to sleep, or when your hands suddenly go numb for absolutely no reason. For a lot of people, it's a constant burning or a sharp stabbing pain. Or maybe you felt those bizarre electric zaps. If any of that sounds familiar, trust me, you are a long way from being alone in this. But here's the thing. What if getting older isn't the real story? What if it's just a convenient excuse for something else that's going on under the surface? Something you're coming into contact with every single day that's silently causing all this damage? That's exactly what we're going to get to the bottom of today. So, to find our culprit, we first have to understand the victim. We need to take a quick look at how your nerves really work and what they actually need to stay healthy. And this brings me to a story about a man named Frank. Frank was 68, a really active guy, but he was plagued by this awful burning in his feet and numbness in his toes. His doctors, well, they gave him the standard lines. It's just aging, maybe some poor circulation. They told him you'll just have to live with it. But his doctor, she dug a little deeper, and what she found was a game changer for him. You know, most of us have this idea that our nerves are basically like simple electrical wires inside our body. It's a decent starting point, but it's not the whole story. The reality, the biological truth, is that they are incredibly delicate, living tissues. And that one little detail, it changes everything. See, because they're alive, your nerves are hungry. They're super sensitive. They need a non-stop supply of oxygen, a constant stream of nutrients, and a really stable chemical balance to survive. And here's the kicker. Unlike your skin or muscles, nerves heal incredibly slowly. So damage can be building up for years, even decades, before you ever feel that first tingle. Okay, so keeping that in mind, how fragile our nerves are, let's get to the main event. What is this hidden poison that's messing up the delicate world our nerves need to drive in? Right off the bat, let's talk about what it's not. We're not talking about some bizarre, rare industrial chemical you have to worry about. The source of this problem is much, much closer to home. And yeah, we all know too much alcohol can damage nerves, but that's not the primary bad guy we're hunting today. The real poison is something that millions upon millions of people consume every single day, a lot of times thinking it's totally fine. And there it is. The single most common nerve-damaging poison, especially for folks over 60, is chronic, repeated blood sugar spikes. It's not about one big piece of cake. It's about a relentless pattern of these sharp ups and downs, day after day. Now, please listen closely to this because it's probably the most important point we're going to cover. You do not need to have a diabetes diagnosis for this damage to be happening. Research is crystal clear on this. The nerve damage can actually start way back in the pre-diabetic stage, a state that millions of people are in and don't even know it. All it takes is those repeated spikes over time. So how does this actually work? Well, when your blood sugar shoots up, those extra sugar molecules in your blood literally get sticky. They start clinging to your nerve fibers and to the tiny little blood vessels that are supposed to be feeding them. This kicks off a chain reaction of inflammation and stress that slowly but surely eats away at the protective coating around your nerves. So let me ask you this. Think back to your last checkup. Did your doctor ever use phrases like, you're borderline, or you're pre-diabetic, or maybe just casually mentioned your blood sugar is a little on the high side? For so many people, that seemingly small comment is the very first warning sign that this nerve-damaging process is already underway. So, if the poison is these blood sugar spikes, where's it coming from? Well, here's the crazy part. It often hides in plain sight, tucked away inside foods that many of us have been told our whole lives are perfectly healthy. The top 3 sources are going to surprise you. First, liquid sugar. Things like fruit juice, sweet teas, you name it. There's no fiber, so that sugar hits your system like a freight train. Second, refined carbs, but specifically when you eat them by themselves. Think a slice of toast with nothing on it or a bowl of cereal. They turn to sugar almost instantly. And third, a sneaky one, constant snacking. Grazing all day, even on healthy stuff, can keep your body in a state of high alert and inflammation. Okay, that was the tough part. But now for the really good news. Unmasking the poison is the hard part. The antidote is based on some really simple, really powerful ideas that you have complete control over. If you only remember one single thing from our entire conversation today, please let it be this golden rule. Never eat carbohydrates by themselves. Always, always pair them up with some protein or some healthy fat. That's the secret sauce to slowing down how fast that sugar hits your blood and stopping those dangerous spikes. Let me give you a perfect example. A guy named James, 74 years old. He started every day with what he thought was a super healthy fruit smoothie. But all that fruit and juice with no fat or protein, it was creating a monster sugar spike first thing in the morning. So we made a simple swap, eggs and veggies. It's packed with protein and healthy fat. You know what happened? Within weeks, the burning in his feet got better, and he said he felt more stable on his feet. We just stopped feeding the poison. So here it is, your action plan. 5 practical things you can literally start today. 1. Cut out the liquid sugar. Just get rid of the juice in sweet drinks. 2. Pair your carbs, always. 3. If you love fruit, great. Just have it for dessert after a meal, never by itself on an empty stomach. 4. Take a short 10-minute walk after your meals. It works wonders. And 5. Next time you see your doctor, ask for a vitamin B12 test. A deficiency there is another huge hidden cause of nerve problems. Now, I want to be really realistic with you. This isn't about some miracle cure that's going to erase all the damage overnight. The real win here, the true victory, is stopping the damage in its tracks. It's about protecting your mobility, protecting your balance, and protecting your independence for all the years ahead. That's the real prize. Just understanding what this hidden poison is, that's the first and honestly the most powerful step you can possibly take. So now that you have this knowledge, the only question left is, what are you going to do with it? What is the one first change you're going to make starting today to take back control and protect your nerves?